go under course documents and click on the add a resource, and then click on the one that says compose a text page. Okay? And then give it a name and then type something in there. And then maybe Dr. McKinley can give us some examples of the kinds of things that you might use that option for. What are some scenarios that you might use that option?
Like short notes or guidelines or
yes.
bulletins, announcements.
Okay. Yeah, now there are features in Moodle that do that. That's why I didn't go into that. So use any of those verbs on the left to incorporate into your learning objective, or another one that might not be there. Bloom's Taxonomy has a lot of different verbs that they use for writing objectives. So, because we're a faith-based institution, we want all our students to be able to apply Christian principles to business decisions. I like that. Very precise, exact. You know what we want to see. Does anybody want to share examples of an objective that they've written?
At the end of the semester, students should hand in a 10-page academic essay.
Thank you. What was the verb that you used there for the outcome? Just read it again at the end of the
They
semester.
should hand in.
Hand in, okay, yeah. So, yeah, okay, thank you. Yes. Okay. Any other example? Here's one that Rich is going to share with us.
The idea is they have learned how to do a memo and able to write on it and
It's awesome. So they'll be able to create a usable memo. Wonderful. You need to rewrite it because this is going to guide your activities. This is going to guide your assessment at the end of the course. So it really needs to be measurable, the outcome that you're writing. So having kind of come up with some idea of a learning objective, the next thing I want us to think is, I want us to start thinking of an activity now, and the activities that we will do. And the one that I want us to start with is really the in-class activity, because those are the ones that we do most of the time. Those have to do with our teaching. When we think about these activities, it's how are we going to teach so that students can actually gain this new knowledge or understanding, or be able to demonstrate their learning at the end of the semester. So, based on some of the outcomes that you've come up with, can you name some typical activities that you engage in class?
Yes, like in my course, we are beginning to do sketches of magazines.
Okay.
Layout.
Okay. In your case, you might have some wiggle room there, depending on the tools that they're using. So you might say that, okay, maybe they don't really have to physically, and I'm not saying that you should do that, I'm just saying, as an example, you might think that, okay, you know what, if I'm trying to gain some classroom time for other things, maybe this is something that I can help them do in advance and bring into class so that I can see, we can show others, they can show each other. So you might maybe say, okay, maybe I can make that be a before class activity. Okay? So as you see in the table that I gave you, we've got before class activities, we've got during class activities, and we've got after class activities. So you might say, in your case, okay, I'm going to have them do the sketches outside of class. When they come to class, to maximize that time, to optimize that time, I want them to come to class with their first draft of sketches. And I'm going to have them critique each other, you know, okay? Let them give feedback to each other, because that can be a really rich experience where they're looking at, okay, this is really good, but you know, maybe you can improve this. So now you've just gained, instead of them just giving a good sketch, they're actually going to the next level that, from the feedback they got, they can go back and redo that, or even maybe redo it in class time right now, okay? Okay. So go ahead and write your in-class activities, sketches of magazine, okay? Just gonna write that down as an activity during class time, so they do the hands-on drawing sketches. Thank you. Yeah. What other examples of activities do we have?
You can employ some role plays.
Role play, I love that. What do you teach?
I teach communication and articulate persuasion.
Okay. Had you come up with a learning outcome? Can you read to us?
Yeah. By the end of this session, students will be able to apply various persuasion tactics in the listening context.
Yes. Awesome. And so for your case of role play exercise, if you're planning on that, you can probably think of what they can do beforehand, before coming to class to do that role play exercise. So you can be thinking of, okay, I want to really use that time well. I want them to do a good job in role play activities. Maybe there's some YouTube videos that you can find that show role plays or where people are actually talking in the same topic. Exactly.
Maybe each group has previously read a chapter, seen a video, done something, and now you want to dialogue debrief it from a multicultural perspective, get the dialogue going from around the world.
Well, I'll tell you, a couple years ago I visited Stanford University in Southern California, and I went there specifically because I wanted to visit and experience what they call their Global Learning Studios. They have a really big program where they're encouraging faculty to partner with them to have global learning studios for their students. And what they've done is they've partnered with several schools. In fact, they really asked me, they wanted me to do this. I told them I was interested. And I told them about Daystar, because when I came last year, that's one of the things I was talking about. And they really were hoping that we could do a collaboration between Stanford University, Daystar University, Northwestern College, where we can have, it can be just a 20-minute session where the students from the different schools can come together via something like Adobe Connect and have a discussion. This will be students that are learning similar things, okay? Maybe similar content areas, so you can get, let's say, communication students, maybe analyze a speech. And actually that was one of the examples they gave. They were analyzing with some other key leaders. They all had a chance to view those. Then they came together, you know, so we had, they had a student from, I think this was a group from, I want to say Sweden, and then they've also got a collaboration with a student in Egypt. They'll get these students in a room, you know, on about 3 different stations with the video conferencing capability, and they would just engage, and the professors would go around, you know, both professors from each side, and kind of watch and encourage student participation, and maybe just even step back and let students really get at it. And then after a while, have the students come back and debrief. So there's some really good applications of using Adobe Connect. It really does expand the worldview of the students. Thanks for that example. For large groups to utilize the video capability in most of the collaborations that happen. So, yeah, so we've got him as, I'm going to give you back your presenter role. Okay. And then up where it says share, there's a box that says share, and you can see it's got different things there. Now this is probably one of the coolest things in Adobe Connect, in my opinion. And it makes, and I like to tell people that this is one of the biggest differences between, these are the biggest arguments for using Adobe Connect versus something like Skype. Skype will give you video, will give you the talking, but through that, I can share that document. So I'll go here, I'll click on share. Actually, how about you go and share there, and then click on share, and then let them see what comes up when you do that. So now you see you've got either the computer screen or documents or whiteboards. Go ahead and click on documents, and then we're just going to show, for example, if you have a PowerPoint presentation that you want to share with people, or you've got something there that you can open. Just open a sample document that isn't confidential. He simply clicks on stop sharing, and it goes back to that.
What happens?
Okay, he just,
see the whole thing?
okay.
Stop completely.
So just cancel there, yeah. Okay. let's see. You don't want full screen. So, yeah, there you go. Okay. So now he's stopped sharing. Okay. So now let's go ahead and share the desktop. So now that's what you were talking about, where you can go to share now. If you just have your Moodle cross-site or PowerPoint and all that, you can share your screen and show them those tools. So he's got. Did you see what he did? He went to share and then desktop. So now it's gone to the desktop. He can pretty much open any window and.
This is the Adobe Connect Pro. This is my mailbox.
Okay. There. It's coming up. So now as he's doing that, we can maximize our window so we see more of what he's doing. And then as he's doing that, another thing that happens is, okay, let's see. I want to go back to the way it
All
was.
participants. It's been broadcast to all participants.
Yeah, go back. Okay. So when he's doing that, oh, okay, I was going to say you can request to have some control on his screen. So for example, if you wanted to ask a question and you point in some specific areas, you can request that, and the presenter can give you permission to have some control over over the screen.